Becky Lynch's return at WWE WrestleMania 41 was the moment, right? After a whole year away, the man was finally back. But what if I told you that this epic comeback was actually supposed to happen months earlier, around the Royal Rumble? In a brand new interview, Becky has a revealing and surprising detail. Why it got delayed, why it got pushed back. She's going to talk about what derailed those original plans. We got her exact words on her hiatus and why it was longer than expected, what project she was also working on, and how this unexpected setback led to a very specific WrestleMania return. You're not going to want to miss the real story behind Becky Lynch's year off. So yes, Becky Lynch returned at WrestleMania 41. She took out Bayley, who was originally supposed to team up with Lyra Valkyria to team and challenge for the women's tag team titles. I'm talking about Liv Morgan. I'm talking about Raquel Rodriguez. It was supposed to be a big moment, right? Well, things got derailed. Bayley, she was taken out on the WrestleMania Night 1 event. Mystery attacker angle in the backstage segment. Oh no, who did it? Well, Becky Lynch comes around once again, replaces her, teams up with Lyra, beats Liv and Raquel. WrestleMania, it's a big feel-good moment, right? But there's this cloud. There's this cloud out there like, oh, WWE screwed over Bayley yet again. And they did to a certain degree. Now, Triple H was like, oh, yeah. She'll be fine at the press conference, right? And it's like, dude, come on. We all love Bayley. She's a fan favorite. What are we doing? Like, there's more to this. Then we had the Becky Hogan memes, right? She's Becky Hogan. It's like, okay, y'all, calm down. She's not Hulk Hogan. And I don't think anyone should compare her to Hulk Hogan, not only for the professional success in which she's had and no one will ever achieve or surpass, but also, like, have you heard some of the things this man has said outside the ring? Like, don't compare her to Hogan. Like, let's just not do that. And then, of course, the following night, Monday Night Raw, what happens? Well, Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch, they dropped the women's tag team titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and Becky Lynch turns heel, beats the dog crap out of Lyra, right? And everyone's like, oh, she's turned heel. She's the one. And it's like, yeah, she did. Now, keep in mind that Becky had taken a hiatus from WWE in May of 2024. She lost the women's title to Liv Morgan in Saudi Arabia. She lost in a steel cage match, a rematch, if you will, to Liv Morgan for the women's title, and she went on hiatus. And there was reports throughout the year that, hey, she's going to come back. She ain't going to AEW. Like, calm down, y'all. She's not going there. She's going to be back. We just don't know when. She's filming some stuff out in Hollywood, and she's going to be back. Everything's going to be fine. Calm your jets, cool your horses, take a load off. And then there was reports of, hey, she resigned. And it's like, well, when is she going to return? And no one's like, yeah, she's going to be back by the Raw on Netflix premiere, January 6th. Mark your calendars. And that calendar came and it went, and there was no Becky Lynch. And then there was reports of like, hey, calm down. She's going to be at the Royal Rumble, y'all. Just wait, Women's Royal Rumble match. Imagine that pop. And that happened, and no, it did not happen, okay? It might have happened in your dreams, in your fantasy land, but it did not happen at the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair came back. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, but Becky Lynch didn't do that. And people were like, okay, well, fine. She missed Raw on Netflix. She missed the Royal Rumble. She's got to be back for WrestleMania. And there was reports of like, no, she's not. But she actually did. So that was good, right? So here's the thing. She did an interview with Variety, and this is where this thing kicks up, where she was talking about why her hiatus went a little bit longer than initially planned. She said, I took what was going to be 3 months off during the summer when my contract was up. I was like, okay, seems like a good time to take a little bit of a break, get some stuff done. Then other things came up. I was filming for Star Trek and then Happy Gilmore, and there was talk of a return around the Royal Rumble time. But then at the last minute, I got a skin condition. Oh, skin condition. The next big event was WrestleMania. So it's made sense, especially if I was to take Bayley out of the mix and ruin her dreams. It felt doubly brilliant. Keep in mind, that is very interesting to me. What was it that was the skin issue? What was the skin condition that led her? Look, I don't want to speculate, and I'm going to, but I just want to preference this by stating I don't know what she has. She did not specify, but the fact that she did not specify, I think, speaks volumes. I don't know if it was some type of skin cancer that she dealt with. or some type of other issue that she dealt with. Either way, she had some type of issue. And that's scary because she's young and she's a mom and she's still in her prime, right? And she has her whole life ahead of her. I don't know what it is, but to me, it sounds like skin cancer. But like I said, I don't know. It could have been something else. But the fact is, it was so serious enough that they're like, okay, we can't have you return in the Royal Rumble. We can't have you return in January or February or March. Okay, now finally April. Like something so severe took 3 months for her to heal up from. That's scary, right? That's scary. Like I understand there's a lot of people out there that are knocking her for taking out Bayley. And I get it. I get it, y'all. I'm a huge Bayley fan. I'm actually a bigger Bayley fan than I am a Becky Lynch fan, right? I don't think she's a very good heel, by the way, Becky Lynch. I get it because you have Bayley who has been around all year long. She had a breakout year in 2024. At last year's WrestleMania, she won the women's title. And she's not even on this card, right? Like, and I said this coming out of the show, and I'll say it again, but there was so many different ways in which you could go about this, right? You could have a situation. Here's a simple case in point, line them up, knock them down type of scenario. You could easily have had Bayley and Lyra, challenge Liv and Raquel Rodriguez for the tag team titles. You could have them win them. You could have them lose the match and not win the titles, regardless of the outcome. Post-match, you have Lyra, Raquel. They jump the baby faces. They beat them down. Out comes the man. She comes out there. She makes a save. All is well. Bayley gets her WrestleMania moment. Becky Lynch gets her WrestleMania return the next night, Monday Night Raw. You just have Becky. Maybe you do a 6-woman tag. Maybe just after the match, Becky is so frustrated by Lyra that she lays her out and, she injures Bayley. Like, you can still write her off. Because obviously WWE, they wanted Liv and Raquel to be doing something on the card. They wanted Lyra to be set up with a feud with Becky Lynch. They wanted to do the injury angle with Bayley because they want to do Bayley versus Becky, right? Like there's a lot of moving parts here. I get all that. I see it. I just think they overthought the room. And the fact is there is a lot of people that are pissed off because Becky Lynch comes in and she takes Bayley's spot and they think that she's overshadowing Lyra Valkyria, which I completely disagree with. Like, I think you're just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if you think that Becky is outshining Lyra, especially considering they have given Lyra some very key moments to really go out there and shine bright. And you have a situation in which, okay, not only does Lyra defend the women's IC title as the inaugural champion against Becky Lynch at Backlash, but they also have Becky Lynch go over Lyra. Like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal for her. And so you have to keep in mind with that. And so, like, this is not a situation where Becky is burying Lyra. This is a situation in which they are trying to prop her up with Lyra. So wait till you see how all this plays out before you just start judging everything. But that is a situation, some type of skin condition. It delayed, postponed, whatever terminology you want to use, Becky Lynch's big return. That's what happened, y'all.